So today on our episode, we're going to talk about the concept that you talk about all the time, which is the Immanuel Lifestyle. So my question for you,
Yes.
what is it? What does Immanuel mean? And how is it a lifestyle?
Okay, great. Immanuel. When we think about that word, that name, right? We think of Christmas Carol, or
Absolutely.
or
God with us, right?
God with
Immanuel.
us. That's what it means. Yes, exactly. I know the church I grew up in Kansas, was named Immanuel.
Oh my goodness.
Immanuel Foursquare Church. Isn't that amazing?
That's awesome.
Yes,
I love that.
and so the word means, in the original language, it means God with us, right? That God is with us. God is among us. God is with us. So Jesus come in the flesh is God with us, right? So Immanuel Lifestyle is one in which we are practicing being with God and recognizing His constant and abiding presence with us. And so the idea is that we see God through the lens of His true character. And in Life Model, we call that eyesight or God sight.
Okay.
And in Immanuel sight or God sight, in that God is good and He wants the best for me. Right? That I have an accurate image of who God is. And that's hard, I think, a lot for us as humans, because we live in this world, this fallen world. There's all kinds of evil, all kinds of bad things that happen, negative emotion that comes up for us, traumas,
yes,
dysfunctions generationally, disasters that happen in the world, both relationally and just on the earth. And it's hard to see that God is good, right?
Yeah.
So I think of a quote that I heard Michael Sullivan, one of the Life Model executives, say recently. He said, "It's not that we relate all the events of our life to God. We relate to God in all the events of our lives." And so that is what Immanuel Lifestyle is. It's relating to God, staying connected to God moment by moment, day by day, and relating to God in terms of His goodness and our response to His goodness.
So how does the Immanuel Lifestyle really fulfill a vital need that we have as humans?
I think that as humans, we're always looking to be connected. We're not supposed to isolate, right?
True.
And
absolutely.
when we do,
Relationship.
yeah, exactly. It's all alternate to who we are as humans, to isolate ourselves.
Yes.
Even if you're an introvert, isolation is not healthy. So we are relational beings just by design. Our brains want to be in community. The strongest bond that exists is a community bond, the 3+ bond, the family bond. And so we're looking to be connected to others, and we also want to have hope that there's a purpose in all this. Like, we're plopped into this world. We have no choice who we're born in, which family we're born into, who our parents are, like what country we're born in, the circumstance,
the time period.
I know, I oftentimes say to people like you, my friends, like, I'm so glad I'm on the earth at the same time you are. Like, yes. Right? It's just such a chance, right? Like, I think it is providential, right? And so there is this sense of it being something that we're kind of born to do, to connect to others and connect to a higher power, a power greater than us, something outside of ourselves that actually has more organization and strategy than we do.
Than our brains have.
Yeah, because we see such a small spectrum of what really is. And so it feels so fulfilling. Yes. Kind of a tongue twister.
Yes.
It feels so fulfilling to connect to the maker of our soul.
Yes.
Even in that, there's mystery and confusion. Like, how is this even a thing? Like, this is outside of me and I don't see it. And, it's this bigger picture experience. Like this self-actualized way of spiritually connecting to a power greater than myself.
Attaching to God.
Yes.
And with that attachment heals our brains, doesn't it?
Yes. So if attachment pain is the worst pain the brain knows, right? Our thalamus is our attachment center, and we need attachments. It's the most important thing. We come out of our moms, and we want to attach to our moms. We want to stay connected. And that either makes or breaks our emotional resiliency throughout our lives. And our relationship with God, our Immanuel presence, has a way of healing even the most damaged attachment center.
That is so powerful.
Yeah, because God is the perfect parent.
Yes.
Perfect mother, perfect father, parenting us, healing our attachment wounds. Staying attached to God has the potential to change us more than anything else.
Wow, thank you for unpacking such a powerful, transformational concept, my friend.
Yes.
This concept of Immanuel lifestyle, and obviously it's just so vital to who we are. Tell me more about how it has impacted your personal faith and your work as a therapist.
Very good. Very good. Yes, I can do that. It's hit me pretty hard, actually, this concept, and it's been a long-lasting transformative concept. I cannot say it's the most transformative thing for me with the life model, but it might be. I would have to sit and think about it. But I remember, I think it was 2008, I had a trip to Israel, and that was an amazing experience. But I remember before that experience really hungering for knowing God more. And I had a word from a friend at that event saying, "You will know God." You know, it was like a powerful spoken word of my life. And I took that in, and I didn't know what it meant, because of course I'd had experiences with God, and had been walking as a Christian in committed faith since about 13 years old. But what happened was, when I came back from Israel in the fall, I got introduced to the life model. And it was really this idea of interactive presence of God, like speaking to God in a way that he talks back. I tried it a little bit before. Mark Verkler, Knowing the Voice of God. It's just a wonderful curriculum. So I'd known a little bit about that, but it was really through the life model, specifically the Joyful Journey book, that I started practicing that interactive presence of God, of just being aware of God in my attachment center. It was really powerful, because as a Enneagram 1, I've always been super responsible.
Yes.
And multitasker, multi-competent, can get a lot done. Someone even said omnicompetent once, and I was like, "That's I'm not I can do a lot of everything. Maybe I don't do it all well, but I can spin a lot of plates and all of those things, and have really relied on myself a lot." And I heard or read in the last couple of years about Pia Melody talking about that, facing codependency. This idea that this type of person almost has a hard time with higher power, right? Because there's a sense of, you are your own higher power. You take care of yourself. You protect yourself. You make things happen. And so throughout my faith journey, that's been a struggle. But with Immanuel healing and Immanuel lifestyle, my brain has attached to God in this really powerful way, that I can kind of adjust my thinking and adjust where I am in terms of being mindful, and kind of get back into that place of feeling God. It's been such an interesting journey. I could probably talk for a long time about this, but it's such an interesting journey to go from kind of maybe a left brain understanding, and then having some experiences to kind of back up that left brain experience, to this idea of walking with God moment by moment, and bringing myself back to God moment by moment, and living that Immanuel lifestyle.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So encouraging.
Yeah, thank you.